Thank you so much, everybody, for coming to our demo from lead to job complete. We're going to talk about a field sales and service tech stack that will unlock your growth using Ascend Business Growth as your project manager, your strategist, and HubSpot software to help you with your sales process, and FSM Global to help you with your service process. What you're going to see today is HubSpot, which is where we're going to start our relationships with our prospects, and we're going to build them up until they become our customer. So once they get to be closed won, so that's where HubSpot is. It's building those initial relationships with your prospects and customers. And then FSM comes in and they're going to help you retain those customers and provide excellent service and delivery. And this all rolls up to leadership so they can have full visibility into their company and they know what's going on from beginning to end. And the question is, why now? Like, why would anybody come to this demo right now? And the reason why we put it together is because I do work with companies in this space and I see the same thing a lot of times. I talked with one construction company. A young guy bought a new business. Well, it's not new, it's an 80-year-old company, but it's new to him. And the data's all over. It's in spreadsheets, it's on paper, he can't see anything. And then I have another customer that is in facility services, and they're a very large customer, but they've been built on founder-led sales, and they never really had a sales process. And so we're building this for them right now. So I see a lot of scenarios where this makes sense. And these companies aren't one-off, and you might be in the same situation where your jobs are falling through the cracks. Your field teams are getting work orders, but they're not super clear on what to do or how to make this job super successful for the customer. And then oftentimes as well, like maybe you've just been doing things the old way for many years, and with all these tools, AI, everything is like exploding. You might be curious, how do I take these technologies and add value to my own business? And so I can grow even better. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to show you who is Ascend, who is HubSpot, and I'm going to hand it over to FSM to do their introduction so you can get to know them a little bit. I am a fractional embed, I call myself. I'm a consultant, and I come in as a part of your leadership team to guide this whole process, because the main thing that you need to make sure to do is that you get it set up correctly out of the gate. Because if you don't do that and you get these tools and it flops, you just wasted a ton of time and money. And so having someone like me step in with you to guide you through this process from beginning to end and make sure you have a strong handoff when my job is done, when everything is set up and it's all documented and smooth, and you have someone internally that can take over the role, we do a handoff. And why would you want to trust me? I mean, I've been in sales for 30 years. I've been in the field. I've sold pest control. I've sold industrial supplies. I've sold fundraising to schools. I've had territories. I've driven around my state. I've driven around multiple states. So I know what it's like to be on the road. I know what it's like to be a salesperson with goals and all that. And I also know, working with business owners for the past 16 years in this agency role, what leaders need so that they can help their sellers and their marketers and their service teams be super successful. So with that, HubSpot, real quick, is a customer platform, and it's your single source of truth. It's where everything is going to live. One software to learn. You don't have to use multiple tools. And then it's just going to be like one source of truth for you. And just so you know, I just wanted to give a little tidbit about HubSpot. They've been around for 20 years, so they're not a new company, and they're huge. They have hundreds of thousands of customers, thousands of employees, offices all over. They have a customer support. They have a phone you can call. So that's one of the reasons why I love HubSpot. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to our FSM partners, and let's hear a little bit about your company.
Thank you so much, Krista. My name is Ganesh. I'm the Senior Vice President at FSM Global. We are based out of New Jersey, and I'm pleased to introduce FSM Global, who's a leading provider of field service management software solutions that help organizations transform digitally their field service operations. Like we have a global presence, but we are headquartered out of New Jersey, and that's where I'm from. And this product was built in the US, and right now it has more tens and thousands of customers, technicians on the platform. in both US, Europe, UK specifically, and India, Dubai, and Singapore. We have Gartner, one of the Magic Quadrant and the leader in market research, have given industry validation, such as we being one of the identified as a niche value addition provider. Plus, we also have 500 plus engineers in our offices, and we continue to grow, investing over 20% of our R&D goes into the products. So the field service management today, at the heart of all this is FSM Grid. Today we are going to talk about a sneak peek into our FSM Grid system, which is how to transform your field service operations. You might be a cleaning company, you might be a construction company, you might be a telecommunications company, you can be any company that is on the field. How we are going to transform your field service operations is what we'll give you a little bit of sneak peek into the system. So we have other innovative products. So how we are making it very unique is the integration of all these add-on modules that you see on the slide right now, which is the AOT, the IoT, the Internet of Things, AI, which is Nova. We also have FSM Assist, which is like your remote field service. Like for example, if you have an expert on the office, they can guide their teams on the field. So we have a lot of other add-on modules like this. But what makes it unique is we are able to provide 360-degree view of bringing customers, your dispatchers, schedule coordinators, your technicians, and your field office personnel right all in one single platform. It can do install, it can do cleaning job, it can do repair jobs, it can do preventive maintenance, and different modules right there, including scheduling, optimization, inventory, the contract and SLA management, and gives you quote modules and dashboard analytics and reports. You can do one single technician or a crew type of jobs. You can do vendors and customers, bring both of them on the job. For example, if you have subcontractors. So add-ons that we saw. So what the best is we have been able to schedule and optimize tens and thousands of technicians across the United States, being able to provide the right technician or the right field team at the right place, at the right skill, and high quality and low cost. And that's our mantra, if you will.
I'm going to run through the HubSpot side of the house real quick because it all starts from you need a customer. Number one, nothing happens until you have a customer. You don't have a business until you make a sale. So that's where I come in to play as my specialty. How do you get people to become aware of your company and to be interested into doing business with you? So that's where we're going to start with HubSpot. It starts with a plan. So no matter what you do with HubSpot or FSM or this whole entire thing, you have to have a plan, and you need to know who you're targeting. You need to know segments you're going after, what triggers, why would somebody be interested in working with you? What problems are they trying to solve? Who are the personas? Why do you win versus somebody else? And then who's not qualified to do business with you? So you need to think through the whole process. And that's my consulting services that comes in to help you get this all planned out, get your messaging down, the whole shebang. So you need your plan first. I'm in HubSpot now. You have your CRM, so you have your contacts and companies and your deals with Marketing Studio, which leads into the whole situation about how to get a customer. But HubSpot does your email marketing, your social media. You can integrate your ads, so you can do all your reporting and everything in here. Your forms to collect lead information, all kinds of different lead scoring and things. And then you can also, which I love, is because I love just having as few tools as possible, but you can put your whole website on HubSpot. So then when you're doing all of these campaigns to get a customer, it's just all right here. You can do a blog, videos, podcasts, all these things. And then there's the sales tool, which has for the seller, this is where they're going to be hanging out. We're going to keep the sales data in HubSpot because this is where the sellers are going to live to do their regular work. And then there's some other things like automations, workflow. So this is where HubSpot is reporting. But I'm going to show you the Marketing Studio because we're talking about how do we get a customer. You have a plan, you know who you're going after, and you're going to create a campaign. These are all the assets to do a campaign, and you can put them all in a group, and you can go to manage. It's another tab where you can see things in a different way, like in a table view. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to just bring this over here just to show you. So this is what I did for this webinar. This is an example for this. I have a pop-up. So when you go onto my website, I have a little pop-up says, hey, we're having a webinar, which I have to change after this. I hope I don't forget. And then there's a landing page where you can sign up. I did a video, and this is the form, and this is all in HubSpot, all these assets. And then once you submit the form, you've all been through this. You go to the thank you page, you get a confirmation email. And then yesterday I sent another email out to everybody so that they get the link to remember to register. And then down here is a list of all my different social media posts that I've done to promote the event. And it kind of just gives me a snapshot of how have I done trying to get the word out about it. And then over here, if I scroll over more, I did some sequences, but it's an email series. So I set up like 4 different emails. Number 1, wait 2 days. Then the next one, wait 2 days. You know, that's how you do that. But so this is how you do a marketing campaign in HubSpot. And I wanted to show it to you because it shows you all the different things that you're going to do in HubSpot. The web pages, the forms, the social media posts, the sequences. All this happens in HubSpot. And so to show you an example, I have this landing page here. So this would be your lead. And I'm going to say Tom Thomas because I like double names. And I don't need to add the phone number right now. I'm going to just say Dow. I'm going to say Midland, Michigan. I'm in Saginaw, Michigan, in case anybody is interested. And let's say that this Dow, we all know Dow is like a huge chemical company, but we're just pretending, playing right now. Let's just say they have 5 locations and they are interested in janitorial service. And we always want to make sure, like, we ask them if they agree to receive our communications. And so now the user, the lead, said they're interested, they're looking for service, and they get right to your calendar and they can go ahead and they can schedule a meeting. And so now Tom Thomas scheduled a meeting with me and it's all set to go. So the user had a very good, easy, smooth experience, and that's what it's all about. And so now when I go into my demo portal and I go to my CRM and I look at my contacts and I have a view that I created and I have a filter and I say, anybody that submitted this form, I want to see on this view. And so when you have your database in HubSpot, think of it like a spreadsheet. It's got everybody listed. You got all of your columns here, anything you want to see about them. And you can slice and dice. So you can filter out what you want. You can move these columns all around. Just now I was the customer. Now I'm the salesperson. And I see that Tom Thomas has filled out this form. And I can click on his contact record. And I'm on his contact record. And you can do a lot of this on the mobile too. So if your sellers are in the field, you can see these details as well on the mobile. But over here, there's 3 columns on these records and they're all set up the same. So you have your left column, your center column, and your right column. And over here, I've got some information about Tom, who he is, you know, whatever you want to see about Tom. And then in the middle, I have this activity section. And so now I'm a seller. So I say, oh, he filled out the form. I'm going to send Tom an email. And I'm going to use one of my templates. Your strategist and your leader is going to help develop this content. What should be sent after someone sets up a form? They're going to put in the template. So you know what? The seller doesn't have to sit here and think so hard about every piece of communication they do. The leader is going to help them come up with this messaging, create the template. So now the seller can just come in here And maybe he goes out or she goes out to look at Tom online and sees they have someone familiar that they know or something happened at their company. They can still come in here and edit it a little bit, personalize it, but they have the core messaging. So then they can just go ahead and send this to Tom. Now you can see on the contact record that here's the email that was sent. And you can keep track of everything. It's so easy. This is one of the things I love the most. For Tom Thomas, let's say he was on the website and he was looking at this page and that page, and then he ended up filling out a form. Or maybe he got some marketing emails, and then I can see everything that he's done. As long as accepts the cookies. Now, people block their cookies, which happens, you don't get this information. But a lot of people do just accept the cookies. I can see what calls were made to Tom, what emails were sent. I can see what forms he submitted, what marketing emails he got. I can see what pages he viewed, all kinds of things about him. From a reporting standpoint, it's great because you can map from beginning to end how they've interacted with your company. But this is exactly what HubSpot is all about. It's about making it easy for your leads to come in and for the sellers to follow up. And then you can have a task to follow up and whatnot. You got your meetings in here. You can track your meetings, everything. And the other thing I just wanted to show is we know that Tom works at Dow Chemical, and Dow Chemical is the company. I put in there that they had 5 locations. So maybe the seller would want to go out and find out those 5 locations to add them as child companies, because now I can see that Dow Chemical has like these, it's a parent-child relationship, which is what I wanted to show. And I know that Dow Chemical has 2 employees that I'm talking to. So that's how we can manage our contacts and companies from the seller perspective. But so the next step is, so Tom, he came in, he had a meeting. Let's say that that meeting has been completed. And now he's ready for a deal because he's qualified. He wants to do business. So I'll say Dow, I'll say janitorial, plant 1. I'm just saying. And let's say this is, you have an assessment scheduled now because you're going to go out there and you're going to talk about how many people need to go out there. Say it's $100,000. I don't know how much I just put in. I don't know how many zeros I just put in. It's a new deal, and I'm going to hit create. And so now I have the deal. Oh, I put 1 million. It's $1 million deal, the assessment scheduled. And then I want to say that we're going to do janitorial service. I'm going to do a quote, and then I'm going to show you a dashboard, and I'm going to hand it off to FSM. So here's my quote. I'm going to add a line item. I'm going to add my janitorial service. Now this one, you can edit it and everything. I mean, I'm just showing you how it works. So I'm going to hit, it's done. Got my quote. I'm going to hit share. And here's my quote. And now I can email it to the customer. I can copy a link. I can send it to them in a separate email, however I want to do. I could download the PDF and send them the PDF. But here's the quote. I can set it up to get payments right here. You can set it up on a subscription so that you could get payments without having to send an invoice every time. It will just automatically, every time you have a job with them, like a cleaning job, say once a month, it'll automatically bill them. And you can get a signature. And so then let's just pretend that this deal is closed won now. So yay, we won. They bought it. Went through the different deal stages. You sent the estimate. They got a verbal. They said yes, and then they signed the contract. And now they're signed one, and that's yay. We went from beginning to end, and then we're gonna go to the dashboards, and you're gonna go to your deals dashboard or your sales dashboard. You're gonna go whatever dashboard you want to go to. I just wanted to show that there's this dashboard area where you can get all kinds of reports in dashboards, and I will definitely work with you to build these dashboards so that when you come down every morning, you want to just look in and see how your company's performing. It's going to come to your dashboard, and it's going to be so easy and good. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Sivas. So he's going to take it because in this scenario, the seller won, they sold the deal, it's ready for the service team to go out and do the work. So
Perfect.
Siva, take it away.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Krisha. Thank you for the demo on the HubSpot perspective. So now, once the sale is complete, now we're going to come into the field service management systems, right? So this is, again, this can act in combination with HubSpot, or it can also act as a standalone application, right? So now let's assume that all the sales activities has been done in HubSpot. Now the contract has been created in HubSpot. Now that contract is automatically integrated. The HubSpot and FSM Grid are tightly integrated. So the contract which we just created automatically comes into our system, right? Let's say, for example, all the list of contracts has already been created in HubSpot, and those HubSpot details, all the customer details, the contract details, the service details, everything is pushed into our system for servicing and scheduling perspective, because our main focus is more coming into the scheduling perspective, right? How we could schedule it, how easy it makes your life in scheduling perspective, right? So let's say, for example, let's open up one specific contract here. Let's say, for example, Burger King. You could have multiple schedules. Let's say, for example, let me open up this particular schedule. So you could see that the contract start date and end date is from like 2 years of contract. Especially in cleaning industry, you might have like n number of, like, every 2 weeks you have to go, every monthly. You might have different type of services, and everything can be clearly defined. How much, when do you want to do it? Like, is it going to be a weekly, monthly, bi-weekly? What date you have to go? What is the customer's preferred date and time? So the scheduling engine will automatically take care of it. You don't have to worry about, oh, do I have to keep a reminder every month or every 2 weeks and automatically create the work order? No, the scheduling engine, once you set up this particular contracting schedule, the scheduling engine will automatically create the work order, number one. And then after creating the work order, it will also schedule to the available technician. So it just makes the life of the dispatcher very easy. So it just set up the contract or set up the schedule, and then just make sure that everything is going, unless and until the technician calls up all of a sudden and says, hey, I'm sick, I'm not able to do it today, I won't be able to go to that particular place. That's when you have to come in and do the manual intervention. But otherwise, everything is done end-to-end automatic, right? So that's where FSM Grid comes into play. Obviously, we have a mobile app for this. The one which I'm showing right now is more focused on the dispatcher or people sitting in the office. But we also have a mobile app which is more focused on the technician perspective or the cleaning crew. They can have everything on their phone. They can work offline. I wish I can show you the mobile app as well, but since we have time limitations, let me just stick with this web application for now. So this is how the scheduling works. And good thing about other thing is the dispatch board, right? You have around 15, 20 technicians or tech crew, or let's say you have 50 people. This dispatch board gives you real-time information. So now a lot of people are lagging is, hey, where is my technician? What is he doing? Did he reach the customer? Customer calling up and saying, hey, your technician did not reach here. I'm still waiting for them. But looking at this dispatch board, you'll be able to see you have day view, week view, month view, everything. You'll be exactly know, oh, Claude has 3 appointments today. His travel time is like how much available time he has. He is available 12 hours. Well, how much is the drive time he's going to do today? What is the overtime if he's going to do any kind of overtime? And colors, right? It basically gives you some kind of an thing saying that, hey, is he on site? Is he on the way to the customer's location? From the mobile app, we'll be able to get live location. Every second will, like every 2 seconds, every 3 seconds, we'll be able to ping and know where exactly he is. Like if he has set up, he's on the way to the customer's location, you'll be able to see it is in blue. If he's on site doing the work, we'll be able to see in orange. And if he's completed, you'll be able to see in like green. So that every legends you'll be able to see at the same time, you'll be able to see how much is available, is not available, and everything. And let's say, for example, Kathy calls up and says, hey, I won't be able to make it. It's simple. You just drag and drop it to the available technician. You don't have to do anything. So it's all simple drag and drop, which we can make. And again, if you want to see all the list of unassigned jobs, what are the jobs list are, which are still in jeopardy, means like they're not able to complete it, which is unassigned. Everything we'll be able to see here and then drag and drop it right from the screen. So this screen is really important for the dispatcher or the owner to see, come here and see what is really happening on a given day or a given month, how much has been done, how much has not been done. Everything can be done right from this dispatch board. You could track the technician in live, like, hey, whether he's sitting in a Starbucks, whether he's sitting at home, everything can be seen right from your screen. Like if you have any kind of SLAs, because for certain customers, you might have some SLAs. So all those SLAs can be tracked. You want to email, driving directions, everything can be just shown from this one specific screen. Apart from that, if you want to see in a map perspective, let's say you want to see, hey, okay, what is the map looks like? How many jobs are in New Jersey area? I'm in New Jersey area. I want to look at how many jobs I have in this specific area. I also wanted to know based on the heat map. Okay, what does the traffic looks like? The jobs are automatically scheduled. Why you come to us, FSM Grid, is ours is a scheduling algorithm, right? So we schedule based on the traffic, based on the weather, based on the availability of the technician, based on customers' timing. So there's so much things which our scheduling algorithm will take into place before scheduling a job. So it'll look into traffic. You will be able to see, okay, let's say, for example, what is this planned route? What is this planned versus actual? You want to see, okay, what did he do yesterday? Okay, we planned for 1, 2, 3 jobs, but what actually he did? Did he go back home in the middle? What actually happened, right? Like all those things can be clearly tracked. Let's say, for example, I want to track for today, what is his 3 jobs? Okay, this is his home location. First job he's doing here, second job he's doing here. You can click on it and you'll be able to see what is the job he's doing, every single details you can see. And if he's not able to make it, you can also see who are the nearby technicians and everything in the map. And then you can even do the rescheduling right from the map itself. You don't have to go back anywhere. You could see all your technicians live location here, what jobs they're assigned, how is their route map looking like. Everything will be seen right on this map, and then you can plan it accordingly or you can change it accordingly, right? That's one feature we have. Apart from that, coming back into drilling into more kind of scheduling, right? Talking about scheduling preferences, even in cleaning, you might have different regions. Like you might be a global company, like you might be having in multiple states. You can manage everything in one specific system, right? Because you don't want a person sitting in New York to be assigned to a New Jersey job. He has to travel all the way here. So the scheduling engine, you don't have to remember, oh, John is from New York, I should not allocate him to a New Jersey job. No, everything will be taken care by the system. So the system will understand, okay, John has this kind of skills. Oh, John can do only these type of works. Oh, he is in this specific area. Oh, this guy has the lowest labor cost. Let's say you have in-house cleaning people, you have vendors. If in-house team is not available, you can assign to a specific vendor. So what is their lowest cost, or when can they do it? What is their availability? Everything, every single thing, the scheduling engine will basically take care of it and then allocate it. So you don't have to remember. Probably right now you might have 10 technicians, so you know exactly who they are, what they can do. But you're growing, you have 25 people, like 30 people. You don't have to remember. The job will be done by the scheduling engine. So it will know what kind of people, what kind of job they can do, which region they belong to, what kind of certification or what kind of job, deep cleaning, only these people can do. Oh, for these kind of things, only these people can do. So everything the scheduling engine will understand, and it will allocate the right technicians to the right jobs. And apart from that, especially in the cleaning world, we could assign rules. Say, for example, let's say AT&T is the customer and Edmundo is the technician or the cleaner, right? We could set up rules in such a way that, hey, Edmundo is a technician who always go to the specific AT&T showroom. It is mandatory. So the scheduling engine will always allocate the jobs to Edmundo. If we say preferred, it will first check for Edmundo's availability. If he's not available, then it will push to someone else. if we say prohibited, if let's say the customer complains saying that Edmundo is really bad, he did a pretty bad job last time, you don't want to send him again to the specific customer, right? So we could say prohibited. So the scheduling engine will never ever allocate Edmundo to AT&T's customer, AT&T customer. So you can configure these rules so that it gives you more customer service, right? So this gives you more customer service options in it. So this is one of the interesting customer experience you could make it for making sure this is going on things. So these are some of the scheduling options we have. Apart from that, we have inventory, especially in the cleaning agencies. Like you would want it to maintain the inventory. Say for example, this is what these are a list of inventory I have. These are the number of stocks that every van or takes in or the cleaning crew takes with them, how much they are utilizing in their specific. Let's say they go to customer A, they use X amount of cleaning solutions there, a Y amount of things. So you could track how much they took from your warehouse, how much they have spent in the specific job. Everything can be clearly tracked. And you could have different pricing models to different customers, because I understand every price. This residential customers have a different pricing model, commercial customers have different pricing models, and we have auto emails and auto SMS templates. As soon as the cleaning crew reaches the customer's location, automatically an SMS can be sent to the customer, an email can be sent to the customer. So much options available, and we have good number of reports. You could see how much jobs has been completed, how much jobs has been pending, every single thing with drill down options. You'll be able to see all those options here and then go from there. I know we're running out of time. We also have, at least I need 1 hour to basically cover a lot of features, but considering the time, I'll stop here.
So, yeah, let me add to this reports and dashboards. Reports, if you want a cleaning report across your customers, across the zip codes, you can get that. At any point of time, you will know how many jobs are out there, how many jobs are pending, how many jobs are in jeopardy. All those you'll know at your fingertips. You also have dashboards, which are it is based on your personas, depending upon like a VP or director or manager. Those type of reports and dashboards are also available. The biggest one is ad hoc report generator. You'll be able to create a report at any point of time and say, here is what I need to do, 2 or 3 things, and then let me create a report. The system will be able to do that. And so it can bring customers, it can bring vendors, your subcontractors or third party. It can bring people from the back office, and get a one single unified experience across this platform. So I think we are at the 40th minute from the webinar. Maybe what we should do, I'll hand it over to Krista for the next steps.
Thank you very much. What I can tell from our demo today is that both of us are very excited about our tools. And we think they're the bee's knees, and that they can really solve a lot of problems to take your company from inefficient processes where you don't have visibility into clear visibility. And so I'm going to show you here in the last few minutes is how would I even get started with something like this? Because you can tell that both these tools are pretty massive, I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of features and functionality in each one. So how can you take this and quickly and effectively, in a cost-effective way, get up and running with this? Because it's a change management thing. Like, we're transforming your business. So it's a serious thing. And I just want to make sure, if you're interested in pursuing something like this, we understand it's a serious thing. You're completely changing the way that you do business. And so it has to be exciting. It has to be understandable. You have to have the team members that want to do it as well. So I'm going to show you what it's going to take to get at a high level to get this going. So first of all, I mentioned earlier, you need a person that knows what they're doing and is experienced with these tools and onboarding customers to these tools. So that's me. I come in. I recommend really to have a successful launch, to engage with me for 6 months, and I'm going to be your point person, and that's how I help you get this going. And then you're going to have HubSpot, which is the CRM, the sales pipeline, the marketing, the lead generation, and your revenue engine. And then you'll have FSM Global, which is all the things, the wonderful things that they just showed you about scheduling, dispatch, work orders. I think the inventory management is really cool. And also there's a million other features that they can do. And then you're going to need onboarding. You can't just buy these tools and let go. So each of us has to configure HubSpot, configure FSM. So we have understand your whole entire business, how you operate, and then we configure these tools specifically to your use case. And that's what the platform onboarding is. In terms of a timeline, now this is just an example timeline, but this is my ideal timeline. Like I want to front load as much as we can and get it done so that you can start using the tools. A lot of times what happens is people get these tools and it takes months for them to actually get to the point where they can have their team start to use them because, you know, we have to make decisions about your business, how you operate, your process. And sometimes we have to do data cleanup and things like that, which can take time. But I always try as hard as I can to get it done as fast as possible. So like the first month we're jamming, we're getting it all configured. The second month we're making sure it's all working, finishing up our configuration. And then the third month we're rolling it out so that you can start to use it. So let's say you bought it in June, you're looking at, you know, by the fall, you're going to have it and be using it and up and running, and it's going to start to smooth out. And so the next step for you, it's a discovery call with me and then a full demo specifically between us and your exact company. And then after that, we would do a proposal and then you could decide if you wanted to move forward with something like that. So that's how it works to get going at this. But we're so glad that you came to check this out today. Siva, Ganesh, any last words?
Yes. Thank you so much for each one of you for joining the call. Here is an opportunity for you to increase your profits, increase your efficiency, and transform your business on the field service side. That will be helpful and grow your company and grow how you make an impact with your customers. Thank you again and have a great day.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Christian. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.